Hey crafters, it's Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and I was asked by one of my subbies, what can I do with book paper? So I kind of looked up some ideas, and I'll post some ideas as I go, and you can see when I tilt the camera down that I've got tons of stuff on my desk all ready to go, and we'll just go with it and see what happens, and let's find out what we can do with book paper. So here's the book paper I'm going to be working with. I also have a little bit of music paper in here too, we might use that. And I just go ahead and rip pages out. I'm going to be doing most of my stamping with StazOn ink, just because if you let it dry well enough, it will not smear if you use alcohol inks and stuff on it. Alcohol markers, I mean, because I might do some coloring. So speaking of coloring, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this image on here. And this is a Tilda Princess image. I've never had any Tilda stamps before. These are brand new for me. Hey, she's not, you can't see her really well. Well, maybe you can. But I'm going to do some coloring on her and see if we can't pull her out a little bit to show you that you can do stamping on here. So I'm actually not using an alcohol marker right now. I'm just using a regular water-based marker to show you that you can use any markers that you want. These are Stampin' Up! Markers, but you could use like Crayola, Artist Loft. Any kind of cheap markers will be just fine. Now for her hair, I'm just going to use a couple of Spectrum Noirs. And I'm going to use a light one and a dark one. If you're wondering what kind of music I have on in the background, that is just some Lindsey Sterling on Pandora radio. I decided to add in a little bit lighter of a color here. That was pretty dark. Then I'm adding just a little bit of darks around the edges here. Give her some pink to the dress. And a little bit of a darker color. Now, I'm not doing this as a tutorial for coloring. I'm not the best colorer. I do think that my coloring is pretty good. It usually turns out the way I want it to. But, you know, color however you want it to look. Okay, and then maybe a little bit of yellow or gold for her stars and her crown. Just gonna go ahead and color them yellow, straight out yellow. Then I have it's called gold. I don't know what kind of marker you call this. Spica, I'm not sure. But anyway, when you color on top of something with this one, it actually makes it look gold. It's kind of like a jelly roll pen, I guess. But adds a little bit of shimmer. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'm just going to color the wand black real quickly. Make that stand out. And then her little boots there. Hard to see sometimes when you're videoing it and you're looking down at it, far angle. So let's just bring this up. She's looking kind of cute. Okay, so that's one technique that you can do with book paper, and then you can fussy cut her out and put her on a card. So let's move on to another one that has similar effects. So I already stamped out this gorgeous girl, and I'm going to take her again and I'm going to stamp her out again, only this time I'm going to stamp her on the book paper. And I'm going to ink up just the bottom part, because what I'm aiming for is her dress. I obviously used Memento ink on her last time I stamped her because the StazOn's not really coming off, but I'm not going to worry about scrubbing it completely clean. So let's see how that turned out. Now we've got printed book paper for her dress, and I'm going to fussy cut that out. My book paper is really old. It's pretty fragile. You can use any kind of book paper you want, though. It doesn't have to be the old sort. Then to save the edge of that, I'm just going to take this marker again on the brush side, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up the edges in black to make that look really crisp. Okay, then we can go ahead and transfer it right onto her. Put a little bit of glue on there, and then I can also color that up later if I want to, just like we did this other one. Okay, camera. There you go. I was going to say, could you grant me a little clarity here? Well, while it's in a good mood, let's get this one up there so we can get a better look at her. That's cool. Okay, so that's two ideas. Here's another idea that you can do with book paper. Make flowers. One of my favorite things to do in the whole world is make flowers. So let's pull out another page. And I got out a punch here of a big flower. Okay, you could use them like that, or you could color them, marker them up. Let's see, what else can we do? I've got some distressed inks here. Let's say we want to do some of these in a little bit of a blue color. I've got two different ones. I've got Tumbled Glass and Stormy Sky. And if you don't have these kind of distressed inks, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to put some down on my mat. You can use any kind of inks for this. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of water. I want them to kind of mix a little bit, so I'm just going to drag my flower through there and then dip them in. There's so many different ways you can color your flowers. This is totally not the end-all, be-all way to do it. You pick whatever you like the best. And then I like it when people do this and then they put the ink back down and drop it back in again after they dry, so you can get even more darker splotches. That looks really cool. So let's go ahead and let these dry, and then we'll do something with those in a minute. And move on to another thing that we can do with book paper. And this is just an old toilet paper roll that was a little bit left on. I just keep those around so that I can do some drying if I need to. So here is another idea. We're going to take some of these little stamps. Anything that's really like all one solid mass is the best. And typically something bigger than this, but I have some, these are just small and they're easy to use, so I pull them out. You can use these with sentiments too, that would look really cool. So let's pull out our StazOn again. And the StazOn will come off of these acrylic stamps if you wipe them right away. I think that's good enough. Let's just do those two. And then I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm just going to cut part of this off. You can tear it too if you want a really torn look. That might be kind of cool. And I have a couple of card bases here, so I'm going to pull out this one, fold it in half. And do I have my bone folder here? Of course not. Oh, it's close by though. There we go. Now you can either have this open straight up and down, or you can have it sideways like that. So since I stamped these sideways, it'll go on looking like that. I kind of like that, but let's add something to it. We got some black scraps too. I should have pulled these out right away. But anyway, find a black scrap that'll work with. And then go ahead and tape that down, glue that down. Whoops. And then just put it on the paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and freehand cut around it. You can use a cutter if you want it really, really straight. I'm not too concerned about that today since we're just kind of playing around with some techniques. These are the kind of videos I really like to do, but they go so long. Because when you're playing around, you're not really watching the time, you know? I think this time I'm going to just rip it. Wouldn't that be cool with some of those flowers behind there? Let's do one more half. You know what? I have another idea that I want to do. Let's add some dark to that. I have some extra one of these. I use felt and I cut it down. I think I've shared that many times before. And then just one of these ink essentials and with Velcro so it just sticks on. And that way I can just cut them for any time I need them. I'm just going to give this a darker edge. I think they'll stand out more that way. Yeah, they do. Still a little bit wet, so it's hard to get at. They almost look like clouds, don't they? I wonder if any of you guys would be interested in doing something like this. I don't know how to use the media, the social media. What is it? Like, it's not Skyping, but where you do it live. I don't know. If you are, leave a comment in the part below and let me know what you think. That's kind of cool. I have a glass of drinking water I keep banging into. I'm just going to put a little glue on these and put them down. You can use ATG if you want. Ruh-roh. I lost the pin to my thing. Oh, there it is. I do that all the time. Do you guys do that? Okay. You know what? I'm going to add some glitter to those. Let's glue this down first, though. Let's pop it up. That'd be cool. Kind of all over the place. I hope you guys don't mind. I could do this sped up, but I know there are some that really like the slow pace so that they can craft along with you. It's kind of like somebody's right there crafting with you. I like to do that too. That's why I comment sometime on your videos and say, oh, thanks for crafting with me this afternoon. There we go. Put that on there. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of this stuff to the flowers. We'll see how much they wrinkle up. I'm not sure if they will or not. And I'm not one for listing a lot of products because I don't keep up with the trends. I just use what I have, and it might have been in my stash for 20 years. You never know. So this is a Studio G glitter glue, and I'm sure I've had it forever. You could probably still get them. I really like the look of that. Let's bring it up, see if you can see it. Come on, camera. Hello. Why is it like that? There we go. I like the glitter, do you? Okay, so how many have we done so far? We've done the coloring, stamping right on it. We've done the paper piecing. We've done, you can color up or cut out and color up flowers. You can use those flowers on cards. You can use it as a background. Here's another idea for a background. I probably should have done that more than once, but I still have it here. Let's combine my ultimate favorite. If you know me very well, you'll know what my ultimate favorite is. Stamping technique is what I'm talking about. I hope I've been in frame this whole time. I'm not really paying attention. I'm just kind of having fun. So thanks for joining me today. Alright, I need another block. I think this one. Nah, I'm gonna take the Gorgeous Girl off and use the big block. I want to cover this whole thing. And let's see, what colors do we want? Maybe how about a sunset color? Sunset would be cool. Pink, red, and now let's do these. Let's do pink. Let's do these because these are distress inks. So blue kind of for the sky. See how this turns out. It's pretty light. And then kind of a pink in between for where the sun and the sky, or the sky, what am I talking about? And the yellowish kind of for the ground. I think you get what I mean. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray this with water. We want it to mix a lot. Okay, and then we'll stamp it down and see what we get. I dragged it off that side, and I'm gonna drag it off this side. So I'm trying to hit the edges of the paper is what I'm trying to do. And it did. It covered the whole thing. Can't reach my heat gun from here, otherwise I would heat set this right away. Oh, there it is. Let's dry that off quick. Well, maybe I can reach it. Let's try it out. Let's see if it'll go. Over here, plugging it in. Oh, it almost makes it. Can you see the tip of it? Oh, we're here. That turned out cool, didn't it? That is a neat technique. So you can do that with book paper, and then you can totally use that. Oh man, I would want more color on there. I would definitely put more color on there. Let's try it out. You know, since we're just playing around. Where are we on video? How long is it? Does it even tell me? Oh gosh, we've been doing this for a while. Hope you guys don't mind. Well, if you do, you can click off, right? Ain't no one keeping you here. And if you ain't got time for that, well, then you ain't got time for that. Cool. What else can I do? I get that marker back out. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. No, I think we just really need more of that blue. And the reason why I'm using the wet wipe is because I don't want it to look like I colored it straight on. I want it to bleed into the background, and that's what it's doing. Yeah, I wanted more blue. How's that look? We could keep adding and whatever, but anyway. So let's put that to the side, and those flowers are kind of dry, so let's do something with them. And it just dawned on me that these might be kind of, they might rip, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to spritz them again. Just very lightly, not a lot. Just enough so that I want to be able to crumple them, but I don't want them to, you know, it's that book paper that's really, really fragile, so I don't want it to completely tear. I just want to get a kind of a bendy look. And you can do a bazillion things with these kind of flower things. So, you know, just because I'm doing this and we're just kind of playing around, use your imagination. Check out other videos. You can do all kinds of stuff with these. I've seen people, you know, cut a leaf off and combine them here and make them, pull out my glue and show you what I mean. Glue them together. So that they're a little bit smaller. See, so you can nest them inside. So go ahead and do that. That's cool. And then I have this other little one that we ripped off for that card, remember? I think I'm going to have to go ahead and just cut these. And just add a couple more inside. And I'm alternating the leaves. I hope you know what I'm talking about. So that not all the leaves are going exactly the same direction. And I should get something to put in the middle of that. And we could totally glitter that too. Whoops. That's cool. I really like the glitter on there. That really brings out the blue, doesn't it? Let's find something to go in the center of that. Not quite big enough. That's something bigger. Bigger! One of these work? Yeah, I guess that'll work. We can use that. Oop. Oop. Let's see. Come on, Camarara. Oh, we're here. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I got the light on. Maybe I got the light wrong. Oh, there we go. Kind of cool. Oh, let's recap. How many things have we done so far? I've forgotten already. Stampin' color. Stampin' fussy cut and paper piece. Backgrounds. Ooh, this is still wet with glitter. More backgrounds. Background with color, background without color. Flowers, cutouts. What else can we do? Let me see. Oh, you can definitely collage with these. I have this little envelope here. And I could probably use Mod Podge. I mean, you can use Mod Podge, or you can just go ahead and just glue it right on and not have to Mod Podge. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's totally whatever you want it to be. I don't have that with me right now. I don't have my Mod Podge out. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. Oops. Whoopsie-doo. Accident happened. Should we put in a couple more pieces? I think we shall. Let's go ahead and ink this up, but I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be like maybe a brown. Let's try, oh, what do I have here? Oh, vintage photo, I have that one. I don't have very many of these distress inks, but I do have a few. And I have one on the back. Look at that. And instead of me getting ink everywhere, I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I keep pieces of paper from the school that are for recycling. And I just cut them in half like this, and then I keep them. Because that would look cool. If you're worried about the edges sticking, you go ahead and put glue up to the edges. If you get what I mean. Get what I mean, Jelly Bean? What other color do we want? I've got some other brown colors. Let me think. I've got some, I think they're close to my heart. Yeah. Oh, I do have close to my heart, but I lied. I'm going to use Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up Classic ink pads. There's my little pad in there. Whoops. Upside down. Whoa. That's a different color for sure. Let's darkify the edges. Yeah, neat. Let's put that on too. You know what? I wonder if our little image would look cute on there. Should we cut her out? Or should we use the other one? I know some of you guys are yelling, oh, use the Tilda, and the rest of them are you like, no, use the gorgeous girl. I don't know. Maybe since we already colored this little girl all up, we should color her boots. What color should her boots be? I don't know. Brown? Oh, I used distress ink on the bottom so the black bled some. That looks cool. That's good. Let's go ahead and cut around her. I really like doing videos like this where I can just do it real time and play. But the thing is they get so darn long. Like this video is already a half hour. Are you guys still with me? Wake up. I don't know. Some of you guys said you really like this. Some are like, oh, I get bored when videos are really long. I do too, to be honest. I get bored when videos are long. But it depends, I guess, what they're doing. Oh, she kind of disappeared, didn't she? We need some black behind her? Or maybe some white. What do you think? Yeah, she really disappeared. Maybe some... Where did I put that black piece? I'm losing my mind. Oh, we need a bigger one because she's kind of tall. Yeah, let's do that. You can still see most of the colors that we did in the background. That's good. And I want her to have a white edge. I don't know why. I just think maybe a blue edge with a white edge. Let's try that. Sorry, I'm kind of straying from, who was it, Jenny? Was it Jenny Burtz? Sorry if I'm calling you out, girlfriend, but that wanted to know some different techniques to use with book paper. I'm kind of straying here. I hope you don't mind. I can hear my husband's video games in the background. We got some new ones. Okay, and now I'm going to use some blue, a light blue. Let me see if I can find where it went. Yeah, this one. And this is a Spectrum Noir. And I'm actually going around her. I've seen other people do this. I'm not sure why. But it looks so cool. You know, there's so very few true unique ideas in the world, but there's bazillions of unique twists on non-unique ideas in the world. It just takes you to take your imagination and just go with it. I saw a really cool quote today. What did it say? What if I fall? And then the next part of it said, yes, my darling, but what if you fly? That gives me goosebumps. Isn't that cool? What if you fly? You never know until you try it. You know what? Now I don't like the black behind it. I think that blue is just enough to bring her out. Let's pop dopper. Let's pop dot her up. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I used this on one of my other cards today. I'm going to put a piece of cardstock behind her. Probably, yeah, probably 2 of them like this. Am I even in screen? God, I hope so. Just to make her more stable because she's pretty flimsy. That cardstock, that paper that we put her on is not heavy duty by any means. So I'm going to put some adhesive on these and I'm just going to go ahead and give her a backer. Okay, and then we'll pop dot her up. I always say pop dot because that's just the magic word, but actually I use this 3D adhesive tape, blah, 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 if I could speak. And I always get asked, where do you get this? I get this at a very unique store called Ace Hardware and the dollar store. They're combined. It's rare to find them. One of my friends just told me that in her area they're actually putting one in. It literally is Ace Hardware with a dollar store connected to it. I've never seen one anywhere else. So I'm just going to put her on there. And there's another idea. And we just combine a couple of ideas. Now I would add some white to this, but I still haven't gotten a decent white gel marker or whatever. You can see it on black. Maybe it's just running out of ink. Maybe that's my issue. I think so. I think it's just dead. I don't know. I need another one of these. But I'd like to put some white highlights on her. That would be really cool. And what is it? 37 minutes. You know what? I think I'm going to stop now. Just because I think that's truly long enough. And I can always do another one. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me just clear my spot and I'll bring back my project so that you can get a recap of what we've done so far. So here's 2 of them. Here's the paper piecing. We made some flowers. We added some glitter. We used some distress inks. We made a card. You could definitely put all this on other cards for sure. Definitely something like this. And then we have some other flowers which you could do other things with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I really have fun playing and making videos like that. So give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, leave a comment below and let me know what you'd rather see. And I'll see you guys next video.